we're about to go somewhere odd now. Times to rise and elevation starts to drop down. Our little secret, don't kiss and tell, you're so bad. I'll probably see you in hell. Welcome to hell, baby. This is podcast hell.
They're women's gloves.
No, my hands
fit
are
perfect.
I have small hands. The issue is I can't get the microphone into the palm. I can't get it in between the thumb.
It's kind of the point of boxing gloves, so that you can't grab things.
So I'm
someone in the
anchoring
eye.
it to the heel of my hand with my fingertips.
I see.
Putting a lot of strain on my forearms.
Well, I think what would be helpful is if, like, I had like the Rob Stern mic.
Yeah,
Like he does the shirt mic with a little clip.
It's a dilemma I found myself in many times in my life where I want to wear something, but it's not comfortable. You know that feeling?
No.
What?
What else?
Like you talk about like trying on women's clothing when you were a young boy,
No, just
which is no longer allowed, by the way.
to try on women's clothing.
You can't do that anymore.
That's one of the orders.
That's one of the executives. That's one of the EOs.
I think I probably do it more than most heterosexual men.
What?
Put up with like being uncomfortable because I think it looks cool for whatever
Give me
reason.
another example other than
But I
boxing
think women have to do with a lot. High heels and
Yeah, you just do it with women's
Bras.
underwear and
What's your example?
high heels and bras mostly for me.
a lot of wigs.
All right,
a lot of wigs on that Instagram.
Ross
content.
Copeland 11. You can, if you want to see my wig work, I got a new wig yesterday, and I ordered two, and the second one hasn't come in yet. I've got a problem.
Yeah.
Multiple wigs.
I just keep ordering wigs.
Yeah. Take those fucking gloves off. It's like making a mockery of my podcast.
No, you get the
Take them off.
He won. Okay, here.
Yeah.
Cut me, Aalap, cut
I'm not gonna
me.
wear this one.
Oh, freedom. Hold on a second. I just need 5 minutes to do this.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it is like that's got to be like in boxing matches. Is anybody like they come back to the thing? They're like scratch my nose.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
Get my nose.
If you're getting punched in the nose, you probably are not worried about scratching it.
Like it itches.
Yeah,
And then you
you're-
touch it like ah!
All the blood
Smashes
just
into
comes
your
flying
face.
out.
Yeah. It's the only sport where you're allowed to have a broken nose and continue. Every other sport, they immediately stop you from playing with broken
and you can
facial
be
bones.
bleeding profusely and continue, really.
No,
Yeah.
hockey they let you do it, right? Like, or maybe they used to.
They used to. Now they're changing hockey. They're making hockey like it's becoming more like ice skating. But back in the day, they used to have like dudes, like the enforcer
It
guys.
was more like wrestling back then.
Well, I remember there was a guy, Donald Brashear, when I used to go to Caps games when I was in D.C., and he could barely skate. But he would just, like, somebody would
He
do
was a bruiser?
Yeah, somebody would do something uncool, and he would just come out and be like, I'm going to beat the fuck out of somebody on the other team immediately.
Yeah.
He would just come
They don't
out,
do
10
that anymore.
seconds in, fight, go to the penalty box, then go back to the bench. He played like 3 minutes a game.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed like a pretty fun, to me, that's an awesome part of hockey. But I don't think they do.
I don't know if it's an awesome part of hockey.
Why?
To me, it's like, what is the sport? Is it just like fighting with occasional like hockey, or like is it a hockey with occasional fighting? It's like they don't really go together. The fighting.
I mean,
and
if
the
you
hockey
know
part.
about the history of hockey, though.
Which is alcoholism. I don't know what is the
No,
history
I
of
don't know
hockey.
the history of
Yeah, I
hockey
don't know the
either.
history
But
of
I'm
hockey.
assuming it
That
has
was
some sort of deep connection.
You went there fast.
To what?
Alcoholism. So this year, about a month and a half ago, I declared I am a hockey fan.
Oh.
It hasn't taken yet.
Well, didn't you try to
No,
do the same thing?
I
with
think you
basketball?
declared it.
Yeah.
I think you declared it to me. You were like,
I
we
did.
want to go.
I told everybody. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start watching hockey. I'm gonna become one. I'm
Your
gonna
basketball thing didn't work out either. You told
didn't
that
work
to me
out.
like a
yeah,
year or two ago.
yeah.
and that didn't work
It didn't
out.
take. Yeah,
Do you like baseball?
I like baseball,
So you already like baseball and football,
but I can't. I have a hard time watching baseball on TV in the regular season.
dude. Watching baseball rues.
Doesn't it?
It's
put it
hard during the
on,
regular season.
You walk away. You come back. You're like, what's happening?
So it's like elevator music, basically.
But it's better than elevator music. It's like there's a real beauty to like the things they say to keep it interesting. They're like 2-1, Hey, foul it back. That one's a souvenir, and the count evens out.
It's basically like they're doing a podcast while people are playing basketball.
It's
or
great.
Baseball. Sorry.
It's great.
Okay.
Like a very boring podcast.
Yeah.
Where you're not allowed to express your opinions. But I like it though. Like it's very like Americana. To me it takes me back to like my childhood, because like my grandfather used to listen to games on the radio. I mean, I don't know how anybody doesn't find baseball, especially like audio, like on the radio, like play-by-play guys. I don't know how. That's very soothing.
I think we've talked about this on your podcast.
We probably have. I mean, we talked about it now.
No, I listened to an entire World Series one time on the radio, and it was great because I was driving for Uber at the time, and it was when the Dodgers were playing. It was so much fun.
I do remember us talking about it. I don't remember if we talked on the podcast or in our lives.
That was the first time I was like, I really felt proud of myself for being able to go back to regress in technology and find it really entertaining.
You're proud of yourself?
Yeah.
You think you need to do more good things?
I thought, man, look at me. I am listening to this game, just audio only, really enjoying it.
Meanwhile, he's all over the road. He's just wrong side of the highway.
Woke up in jail, but I thought, look at me using a simpler part of my brain.
You ever read a book or like write in a notebook with a pencil?
No.
Blow
No,
your
but
fucking
I.
mind?
Yo, you seen these fucking pencils they got? Yo, you put them. How about a sharpener? How about that sharpener that you used to go in and go? Like it sounded like you fucking chopping down trees.
It was so fun.
Those were great. I like the ones that you would go in. You would just do like an eighth of a rotation, and 4/5 of the pencil would snap off in your hand into a shiv to stab somebody.
Every sharpener had like its own personality. Like how sharp was it going to get?
Yeah.
The pencils, was it going to mangle them?
How rough was it?
Yeah. Like
Some of
sometimes
them
you had to put
are rough.
more pressure or less. Like it was like a skill that you had as a kid.
Yeah.
It is like a, and it was impossible to sharpen your own finger. Like the electric one, you remember the electric one? I used to be like, could
pinky maybe you try to get
could
in
you
there?
go in? It's not possible.
Because the hole's too small, or because
The hole's too small.
okay.
You couldn't.
But I think your finger kind of bunches up and it can't get into the sharp parts.
No, you have to have you have to have a real thinny.
I thought, how stupid were you that you remember that you couldn't stick your finger in?
I just remember it was like
Because of course, like I wouldn't even have thought to try to do that. However, in your defense, I did one time. I was at this camp. I was an adult. I was like 20 years old. We were polishing rocks.
And tumbler, or what do you mean?
On a wheel, like on a
wheel,
it was like a thing that was like
polishing rocks is not a metaphor for jerking each other off, right? Because it sure sounds.
It
like
was summer
we
camp.
were polishing each other's rocks, if you know what I mean.
It was like it's family camp. So the whole family. So this old lady sitting next to me, and I have no idea what came over me. I just go, I wonder what that feels like, and I put my finger on the thing. It's like polishing the rocks.
I did the same thing with a soldering iron.
She
when I
goes,
was 10.
no, don't do that. I go, yeah, why? Of course. Why would I do that? Why did I do that?
That's like a biological thing. There's a term for it where it's like
The death drive.
Death drive, or like the void is calling you. The void,
Yes.
the call of the void. It's like when you if you're like
The edge
if you're
of a cliff,
If you're edge of a cliff, you're like, jump, you fucking puss. Like jump, kill yourself. What are you scared? Are you scared of dying?
Yeah. I grabbed live wires one time, sticking out of a wall in Guatemala. Same reason.
You're sorry. I wonder if this will kill me.
No, I checked in this room, and there was 2 wires. There was 2 wires and then 2 more underneath. And I go, I wonder if those wires are live. And I grab them, and the first ones that I grabbed were not. I go, I guess they're not live. And I grabbed the second 2, and they were live, and they shocked the shit out of me. And I thought, what am I doing anywhere near these wires?
Dude, I did it like 2 nights ago. We made popcorn, and I like to heat up some butter and do some Parmesan on my popcorn. And I was like, I heated up the butter, and then as I was getting it out, I was like, I don't think I used the microwave safe cup. And I was like, or maybe it is. My fucking finger, you can still see the little burn.
You weren't like testing it. You just went.
I
straight
just
for
fucking
it?
grabbed it. I was like, it's probably fine. And I felt a little. It fucking burned the shit out of my finger, and I had the thought. I was like, that's probably way too hot. No, it's like I think it's like for anything. Do you think there's like a level of like little kids when they're like sticking forks in electrical sockets, or like they're doing stuff that you're like, why would they not know that's going to hurt them?
Okay.
They probably feel a little bit of that call to the void, even as a young child.
Well, they were just in the void a few years ago. You know,
they love the void so much more than shitting their pants.
I want to clarify, because this is a real question. I don't know if we're talking about the same thing. I've heard the call of the void, that phrase before, but is it the thing when you're like, oh my God, you're driving along a mountain road and you think to yourself, I could on purpose drive this car off the cliff.
No, I
think
you're
not going to do that.
I think
but
that's just you wanting to kill yourself.
You know what I'm talking about.
Because your life sucks. That's different.
There's two different things.
You know what I'm talking about.
There's one that's like out of just like
you're never actually going to do it, but you can't stop thinking about doing it.
I have that thought.
They're close, but they're not the same.
But this is different. This is just pure like. I wonder if that wire is live. Let me grab it to find out. That's a different thing.
Yeah, that's so that you just want to know.
And your brain is not quick enough to assess that that's actually possibly dangerous.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you like bypass.
To me, the call of the void is it's going to hurt you. You know it's going to hurt you, and you still want to feel it. And it's not.
I used to lick 9-volt batteries. I used to do that.
But that's not where I was with the wires.
You're kind of getting close. I think with that.
Yeah,
that's getting there.
But I don't think that's where I was mentally with the wires. I think it's not even stupidity. It's just curiosity completely overcoming the ability to be rational in that moment.
Yours is just pure curiosity.
Yeah.
I think it's unrelated to like depression or stuff like that. Although if you have depression and you feel the call to the void, that's got to be a hell of a magnetic force.
Yeah, that's tough.
But I do feel like if it's some like like when I was at the Grand Canyon, I was like, I could just fucking run full speed and just dive,
right?
Mission Impossible style.
That's the call to the void.
That might be the call to the void.
And I think what I'm doing is different.
Yeah,
what I'm doing is just brain not protecting me.
You're just doing dumb shit.
Yeah, and you too with a microwave.
That's dumb shit too. I think that's dumb shit.
It's just the curiosity for some reason just overtakes all other programs.
Do you think women feel this the same as dudes, or is it a dude thing? I feel like I don't think women.
I'm sure they have it a little bit, but not the same.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why they have a couple extra years on us. It's all these things that add up to like us dying more often, like call to the void, working in coal mines, stuff like that.
Yeah, their call to the void is like, I'm gonna say that guy hit me. If he, that's like their call.
I believe all women. Just to go on record.
Ours is like, I'm gonna
you don't have to be. The executive order said you don't have to believe all women anymore.
Is that part of it?
Yeah,
he wrote that in there. He wrote that in there.
No.
You guys want to do an executive order review? We can go one by one.
Yeah.
Just pull out our phones.
I mean, they're pretty dull, but yeah, we could go one by one.
We don't get, I don't want to read out everything because it's also like he was just like tweeting them like during the inauguration, right?
They're like, sir, Mr. Trump, it's your time. He's tweeting. He's tweeting while he's supposed to be.
He's like, dudes and chicks only.
Did you see the YMCA?
Sorry, yeah, ready to go.
The what?
The YMCA performance?
I love the one. I did see that one.
The Village People?
It's so weird.
Why is it weird? Because it's gay?
It's gay, but also it doesn't make sense in an inauguration. Like, what does YMCA have to do with your inauguration?
It's a classic song from this country.
I also think it's probably like slim pickings for who would agree to do it.
No
Although
way.
Apparently not, though. Snoop
it's
Dogg.
not exact Snoop.
Nelly.
You know,
Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, Carrie Underwood. I'm sure Kid Rock, if he's been there before.
But Kid Rock's done it so many times. They're like, we gotta get somebody.
Yeah.
Also, Kid Rock. It's funny to have like the president's gonna inaugurate it, and then it's like Ball with the Ball starts like, my name is Kid. You're like, all right, we got a
58-year-old man saying my name is Kid.
I know it's Trump, but we gotta class it up a little bit more. No, dude, Carrie Underwood, that was a big get for him. That was him, that and Snoop, I feel like really normal. Nelly at this point, I mean, he'll do commercials for car dealerships and stuff. He needs.
I think a lot of these people have gambling problems. Like, why would they do something?
You think Snoop?
Maybe not Snoop.
Snoop might have killed somebody in front of Trump, and he was like, "I'm gonna get you. You're gonna owe me big."
Yeah.
Yeah, Snoop's a good one.
That's a confusing one. I don't know what.
My mom likes Snoop.
Yeah, that
Like he's
moved into that territory.
Fully.
He's like Facebook.
Yeah,
it's like
he's
for people's
fully,
parents.
yeah.
it's like he's definitely rolled up a dead hooker in a carpet and thrown her in a landfill. And now he's like
I don't think he has personally because he's been rich since the 90s.
But he sings about killing people. He does. He doesn't sing. He raps. Have you heard his acapella? His album is horrible. No, he raps about killing people.
Snoop Lion. You heard his reggae album? He did a reggae song.
That's like, I have not heard that. Is it? He really did a reggae album?
It's like a while ago. Like
it can't be good.
His name. It's called himself Snoop Lion. Yeah, check it out.
I'll check it out.
I have heard him. I heard about the Snoop Lion.
I wonder, is that like a bad question if you have a rapper on your show to be like, hey, in this song you appear to be referencing killing someone. I'm curious who that was and why you did it.
Well, you joke, but like I think people have like lawyers or prosecutors have used that in the past as evidence. Like,
well, I know they use it.
The younger rappers, they do like say very specific shit, or they have videos like Instagram videos. Like,
yeah.
You know, like
they can use their lyrics as evidence in a courtroom.
Well, yeah, because they rap and they put out like their stuff on like SoundCloud, but it's from last week, and they're like, I killed Kevin on 43rd and 3rd. Like, you're like, oh, he's
Oh
like
my God.
confessing, and the cops are like, okay, check there, red house, there it is. Oh, there's the gun. Like they can.
But you can't use it as evidence.
They don't use it as evidence. They don't use it as. They don't use it as evidence. They use it to solve the crime.
They probably can use it as probable cause to get warrants and stuff too. I bet.
I don't know. It's hard because it's art. I mean, if
Well, like
honestly,
country singers, the old school country has some pretty nasty lyrics about
what?
killing women and stuff.
Really?
Oh yeah.
who?
I thought hitting women, not
Hitting
killing
women.
too. Like
I don't think they're killing women.
First time I shot her in the side.
Is that real?
Real?
Delia's gone. One more round. Delia's gone.
Who's that?
And then so he sings about his wife.
Who's he?
Who?
It was on an album of songs we wished we'd written. So they were all covers. Pat Green and Corey
You
Moore.
wish you'd written that song? Is that what you're saying?
No.
The name of the album
I know.
is Songs We Wish Were Written. So I don't know who sang it originally, but it's an old song.
Yeah.
But it's about a guy who got tired of his wife, so he kills her, and then he complains that her ghost won't leave him alone.
It's a funny song.
It's funny. It's like a goofy
and by
song.
the way, Goodbye Earl by the Dixie
Goodbye
Chicks.
Earl. They kill Earl.
They took out Dixie from their name.
I know.
Trump, that's one of his executive orders.
And
they
then
have
one
to
of
put
them
it
died.
back. They are now the Dixie Chicks again against their own will.
One of them's. I don't think they do anything anymore. One of them died.
One of the Dixie Chicks died?
Yeah, she died in a car accident a couple years ago.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was real sad.
Which one? The lead one?
No, that's no.
The blonde one?
One of the twins. One of the sisters.
Oh, I didn't know they were twins.
I think they can come back from that. It's like
As long as all three of them are blonde, no one will notice.
that's the truth. It's not to be cruel or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, they would notice.
They'll know. Their
Especially
fans
if,
will notice.
Especially if it's her twin.
Also, just real quick, while we're on wife killing or women killing,
Real quick.
Willie Nelson, I believe Redheaded Stranger is about a guy killing a girl, which was like a big song from his back in the 70s.
It's not like pro kill a girl. It's like
It's like a guy killed a girl.
It's just a story. Yeah, it's a story.
Rapper. By the way, I don't think rappers really sing about killing girls too much either. They sing about killing other guys.
Right.
The killing of girls is like,
yeah,
you
it's
know,
gay to sing about killing.
it's pretty gay. You gotta. No, but it's like it is kind of interesting that like there are songs where people are like, you know, Snoop raps about killing people, and then he's like making like a baked ziti with Martha Stewart, and
Yeah, but he's been doing that for a long time.
Yeah, but he doesn't rap like that.
he doesn't, but he
a
did.
while, right?
But he did.
Yeah.
It's like, did he kill somebody, or was he just artistically singing about things he witnessed as a youth? You know, like I always think of like rappers are kind of like the gay theater kids of the hood. Like,
Yeah, they're the theater kids.
everybody
of
else
the
is
hood, yeah.
everybody else is like, all right, we gotta go. We're gonna take him from the alley, and someone else is like, take him from the alley. That's what I do. And they're like, all right, you hang back. we have business to
Why
attend
is this guy
to.
here?
Who brought Kevin?
he's the minstrel of the.
No, it's like
He's following him along behind.
stop rapping. We're trying. We have a mission to do. No, like the business guys are probably like, man, you hang back.
Yeah.
And you kind of like you spin tales, you know.
They're the storytellers.
Yeah.
They're the storyteller. They're the storytellers.
I'm a storyteller.
It's a lame thing to say. No, that's I do think a lot of the rappers that sing about being all about that murder game, that they're much more invested in like the beats and the rhymes.
Yeah.
I think that's more important to them.
I really like.
It's like in sports where most of the guys don't really want to fight. There's like a very small amount of them. It's like that where they're like everyone has to look tough.
Yes,
But-
I think that's a rule of the animal kingdom.
well, that's what happens. What's the
That's
what's
why the animals.
what's the animal that everybody likes? That's
Dog, cat,
no, in
chicken.
in the wilderness.
Hippo.
It's little. It attacks people.
Tasmanian devil.
You're getting close.
Badger,
Honey badger.
honey badger.
Oh, honey badger. Yeah.
Honey badger. So the
I don't
honey
think anybody likes it. It's pretty vicious.
I don't know
No.
who likes the honey badger.
people like the honey badger.
They
'Cause
like the honey badgers as a mascot.
people like the honey badger because there's a gay dude made a video that was like, honey badger don't give no shit.
Oh,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
That video.
Yeah.
But like then you research honey badgers.
They're vicious, pound for pound.
But they're that's you just said it.
That's what
they're the Manny
yeah.
Pacquiao of the
Yeah,
wild.
yeah, yeah.
Pound for pound, they're ferocious. And what they do, they'll attack lions.
yeah,
Lions. And what they do is they sneak around their feet and they grab onto their nuts and they'll just rip at their nuts.
Is that a real thing? That's
It's
real.
a real thing. They'll fight any animal.
So what you're
So they
saying?
fight dirty, basically.
They fight dirty.
They're an exception to the rule of the animal kingdom. That
They
like, you
love to
don't-
fight.
Yeah,
They defend themselves.
right.
They also like the other animals, even like a tiger or whatever big animal they're fighting. In real life, if you like wound a lion, like it'll die.
Right.
Like a lion can't afford to
Right. They're gonna
try
be
to
cut-
eat
yeah.
something that's going to fight back.
Right.
So just the fact that it's willing to fight protects it. It also like eats snakes, but then sometimes the snakes will just bite it on the face, but it doesn't. They're immune to the venom, so they get bitten on the face. They kill the snake anyway. They eat it, and then they take like a wicked nap.
To heal, like to just,
They,
like,
no,
chill
just
out
it
for a
makes
week.
it. They still
they
kill
get
the
the
snake, but then they
itis.
get tired.
Yeah.
And it's a video you can watch. They like sleep hard. They're like snoring, and then they wake up. They're like, "Whoa, ugh, all right," and then they're back at it. They go try to kill more snakes. They're kind of a badass animal,
Yeah.
and they like again. They're as big as your arm. They're not big.
Yeah, they're like double. The
But
size
are
of a
they in
squirrel.
Africa? I thought they would live in in North America.
I think they're in Africa.
Okay. Well, Wolverine, I guess, is in North America.
I think the Wolverine is in North America.
No badgers.
Nothing that I'm saying right now. I know. I have no fucking
gotta be in
idea.
Wisconsin.
Well,
Wisconsin,
we're in a
Wisconsin.
post fact checking world now.
There's
so.
no. That's one of the executive orders. Is check if you check on a podcast to see if you're saying something true. That is gay.
They shut down. Oh, that's just gay. I thought they shut down your podcast.
I know there's Wolverines in Michigan because that's their mascot.
That could mean nothing.
I
though.
know there are badgers in Wisconsin because that's their mascot.
You don't have to have the animal in
Yeah.
the state to have it.
Just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Well, there is a devil in.
But I do think I
There
do
is a
think
Jersey
there are.
Devil. That's why
There's a Jersey
there's
Devil.
a Jersey Devil.
I do actually think there are Wolverines in Michigan. I'm pretty sure.
It might be. I don't know.
Yeah, I would put money on that.
The reason I said I think the honey badger's in Africa is because it's fighting lions, and lions
Right, that's
don't
what.
live
When you
in.
Where
said
else- where
lion,
else
I
you gonna
thought
fight
I thought
lions?
they were in
Serengeti, right?
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So lions in Wisconsin.
Well, there's lions in Detroit.
Detroit.
There's
The
mountain
only
lions.
place in the Midwest that there are lions is. Detroit.
I'm sure there's like 6 fat lions at a couple zoos somewhere.
There's mountain lions all over the place in America, though, aren't there? There's
Yeah, but
mountains.
are mountain lions like really a lion? Or are they more like a cat?
a lion
No,
is a cat.
they'll fuck you up.
They'll fuck you up.
What are you saying? A lion is a cat. What do you mean?
I
Is
know,
it
but
more
like, what are they closer to?
lion.
Like the dangerousness of a mountain lion.
Lion.
No, there's a
way,
story, but
all
some
the
guy
way.
was jogging. He was on this trail, and this like very young mountain lion attacked him, and he had to like wrestle with it for like 10
Oh,
minutes
a
and
mountain
choke
lion-
it to death. Like
Yeah.
he
Oh,
barely made it out alive.
He choked it out.
Are you being
He
serious?
smashed it with a rock and he choked it to death. But he had to do it. It took him like 30 minutes to
and
like.
it fucked him up.
Yeah.
It was
Eric.
biting him all in the
Yeah.
arm. Yeah, he was like really fucked up from it.
Oh wow.
A mountain lion is definitely more like a a regular lion.
How big is a mountain lion?
Big.
It's probably like 40 pounds. It's pretty big.
Oh, it's like the size
bigger
of-
than that.
Bigger than that?
Because Gordon's 60 pounds.
Yeah, Gordon.
Yeah, but Gordon is, no offense to Gordon, but he's not really moving that well. You know.
Hey, you fucking chill out. He moves well.
I think a
I don't
mountain.
think he would.
I
he
think
would
a full-grown
stack up
male
against-
I'm
mountain
not
lion
saying
is
he
100
stacks
pounds.
up against a mountain. I'm not putting my dog in a fight. I think my dog could take a coyote.
No, I saw your dog couldn't get on the couch yesterday.
No, but here's the thing, man.
Coyote's not.
That's
I love your dog. But
Listen
he's
to me.
not taking a coyote.
Listen to me.
the only way to figure this out is to do it for
You haven't seen there's only one way. Load it up. No, listen, he does that, but then when he wants to get on the couch, he'll take a running start and jump from the middle of the living room, fly through the air, and bounce.
I'm glad
off
to
the
know that
couch.
because I saw that and I didn't say anything, but I got sad.
No, he's fine.
Okay.
He does that like when he's
He
being
couldn't get his back legs up on the couch.
Maybe he just needs a ramp.
no, he's just being a little prince.
Okay.
He does that when he's like lazy. He doesn't want to take the effort. But
Okay.
if I had food on the couch, he's
Okay.
jumped up on the fucking table. Like he can get up if he needs to get up. He just
All right, so
has
let's.
to want
All
to.
right, well, let's get him a coyote then. I guess you can.
He would totally take a coyote.
No,
The coyote's too fast. There's no
And
way
a,
he could-
a coyote's wild.
Yeah.
Gordon hasn't fought for a meal in his life.
No, he was
coyote fights
no,
for his
we,
meal
we,
twice a day.
we adopted Gordon when he was 4. He was found in I think he was in South Central is where they said he was from.
Okay.
He might have been
He may have fought may have fought a few.
he might have had a couple growl offs.
Yeah, he might be like Conan the Barbarian of pit
So
bulls.
you want to know the most badass thing he did?
Yeah.
Actually, I feel a little bad telling this story. So we dropped him off to get groomed,
Yeah.
and I think the ladies heard him, and there was a lady with a hair bun, and he bit the hair bun and held it. So she was just like,
Oh no.
so he just held her for 10 seconds and
no.
then released it, and they were like, oh, and then they said that he then like gave her his paw. Like,
Oh, like
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but stop fucking doing whatever you're doing. And we dropped him off, and 5 minutes later, like, you have to come get him right now. And they explained what he did, and I was like, okay, well, not cool, Gordon, but also they probably nicked him,
Yeah.
and he let him know.
Yeah.
One time we dropped him off at a dog doctor. What do you call those guys?
A vet.
There it is. Dropped him off at a vet, and the vet was like, he licked me and then growled.
Yeah.
Like, he sends mixed messages with
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll stop talking about my dog.
No, I do. I liked your dog. I do want to keep talking about your dog. He was trancing, which was putting me in a trance. Watching.
What does it mean? What is trancing?
It was really cool.
He walks really slow.
Yeah, it was
and
like
then he goes up to the corner, and then his head goes like this.
It was like he was kind of It was like he was doing it like a yoga kind of a.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
is he looking at you while he's doing it, or he's just like? This
He's
is
like
what he
in his
does?
own little world.
He's in his own world.
He's not looking.
And
at
he'll do
anybody.
it. I used to think like, oh, he'll do it when there's like something brushes on his head, or like he's by an interesting drapery or a new surrounding. But he does it like in the middle of the living room when we're watching fucking Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Like he just goes into his zone. And apparently a lot of pit bulls do it. I think he does it more than most pit bulls.
Yeah,
do.
I had a pit bull. I never saw him do it.
Yeah, it's like a trance.
Yeah.
It's we took I was going through my phone deleting old videos. I had like 20 videos of it from the first week we got him because I was like, I think we gotta send this dog back. He's fucked up or he's got PTSD or something. Like, I don't know where we got him from, but he's like, I saw terrible things in Nam. Like, I was like, what is he doing? And then we Googled it and we were like, oh, it's something some pit bulls do.
Yeah.
Oh.
But he does it like 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah, he's doing it yesterday. He's slowly. He was like walking away from it. I couldn't even see his face, and he's just like slowly walking.
Sounds hilarious.
Yeah.
Just like, what is he doing? I'm like, just let him be. He comes at it. You watch him. He goes,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
And he comes over. He gets a pet. He tries to eat your food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cute.
He's cute. He's
It
a cute
reminded
guy.
me that I need to meditate, so I got something out of that.
Do you think it is meditative? Like he's like controlling his breath when he does it, and
It's not deliberate though. He's not choosing to do this trance
I
thing.
can't tell. I don't know the answer to that.
You think he does it to maybe just relax? Like it's a way
He
of
might do it.
relaxing?
He might do it to relax himself.
Yeah.
Or it could be like something triggers in his dog brain. I mean, I'm kind of jealous of it a little bit. It's interesting he wouldn't just like sit down and do it. It's like it's kind of like a shark sleeping, like because he's moving, but he's not. Where he's moving is not important. It doesn't
How many
seem.
steps
Right.
does he take in his trance?
He'll take 7 steps. He'll usually go to a corner of a room.
That's what he did
and then,
yesterday.
and then he'll do this thing where like his
He did
nose
this
is right up
very
against the wall,
slow.
and he just
Yeah.
like does that like 3
the
times,
corner.
and then he turns, and then he shakes and he looks at you like, what the fuck? He goes, what was that? He also he never barks. So when he barks, he has the same thing. He'll go, "Argh!" and he'll go.
What am I
And he'll
doing?
like go to the corner and he'll like lay down and be like, oh, look at Jesus.
That was.
Maybe he was a guy who was turned into a dog.
I think he
Because
was.
he doesn't know how to be a dog.
He really behaves like a guy that was turned into a dog. Like 5 seconds before we walked in, a witch went, oh, and he was like, oh. We walked in where he's like, with his ears up. We're like, look at his ears.
He's trying to talk to you. He can't figure out how to make words.
Do you think if you are a human and you're then trapped?
I am a human.
If you're a human,
Yeah,
but
theoretically.
then but then you're trapped in the body of a dog.
Okay.
Like, do you keep your human thoughts, or do your human thoughts eventually start to mirror that of dogs?
Well,
like
if
you probably have to.
Do you have your human brain? Because
That's
you
what I'm
can't
saying.
fit all your human capabilities in the dog brain.
If if you have your human brain, you'd be
No.
like spelling out in like you'd poop and then you'd like take your paw and you'd say help and like you'd still remember English and you'd like.
I think it's like you have the human intellect, but the hardware is like Windows 95.
But then you wouldn't have the intellect without the hardware.
Yeah, so whatever software you have, you could only upload it to something that a 90s laptop could.
Yeah,
Support.
something like that.
So
You're just-
some of your intellect would go into it, and some wouldn't, just because it doesn't have
Well,
the capacity.
they say like intelligent dogs have like the brain function of like a 4-year-old human child.
Okay.
So like that's their level of
Yeah.
communication.
Right.
So like they understand words and phrases, and you can also like explain things to dogs. You're like, we're leaving for a week and we're coming back, and apparently they get a lot more of that than
They don't get
dude.
leaving for a week and coming back.
They do.
I don't know about
I think
that.
they do.
They don't
I don't
have
know
the
about that.
concept
I'll
of
tell my dog.
time.
I'll be like, I'm locking you out of the room because I'm gonna jerk off. I'll be done in about 5 minutes, and I'll come back and get
Well, because
you.
he used to be a guy, so he's like, oh yeah.
He goes like, oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that part. He goes. "Oh."
I wish I could reach my
He
shit.
goes.
Yeah.
You're over here to clean it up.
I think dogs really. I think dogs take.
I think I got what you
I've dog sat many. I've dog sat this dog,
Yeah.
and dogs take like a day and a half to mourn. I think they really think that you're dead.
You're dead.
They take about a day and a half to mourn, and then they're fine.
How did you feel? Did you enjoyed? How long were you watching for? A week?
Yeah, maybe 5 days. I
Okay.
think.
You liked it? He was
Yeah.
cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You did I don't know if I said this again on the podcast or in life, but he did one of my favorite things ever. Aalap. So we had one of my wife's like kind friends that does improv or something watch him for the first half of our trip. And so she's like sending us photos of the dog and like updates. And she's like, he ate his food today. His little pitter patter is so cute. And we're just getting like photos and video and everything. And then Ross texts me when it's his turn to take over. He's like, I'm here. And then it's radio silence for 3 days. I'm like, is the dog dead? And then I get one photo from him. One update was him crouched over with a little bit of shit starting to come out of his asshole. Like that was his update.
Gordon, not me. That was
That was his update. Was like
That was my assumption.
My dog mid shit. And I just sent it to my wife. I was like, this is what happens when your fucking idiot comedy friends take over for your nice improv friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's no offense to this woman who's I'm sure very nice, but she's acting like an employee. He's acting like the dog's friend. You know, I'm like me and my bro Gordon are just hanging out. You know?
Yes, yeah, and also like that is the right mentality because it's fucking watching a dog.
Yeah.
Like I love my dog, but I don't expect other people to cherish my dog the way that I do.
Yeah.
You know, that would be unreasonable.
Yeah, but also maybe your dog wants some time apart and not have to.
I don't think the dog wants time apart.
No, I don't think so.
No, I think the dog, when we come back, he's pissed.
Yeah.
He's pissed.
He's like, what the yeah, he won't let us pet him for like 5 or 6 hours.
Because he's like I mourned your death.
You're dead. Now you're back.
I
He's not
went
immediately
through the
happy.
grieving process.
He is a guy who got turned to a dog
He's
because
a dude
all
that
other
was-
dogs are like immediately happy
He's
to see
a
you.
dude that was turned into a dog.
Yeah, I've never heard of a dog being. I've heard of cats giving you the cold shoulder when you come back.
Cats are the worst.
But I've never heard a dog giving you the cold shoulder.
I was saying
you
for-
come
look,
back.
Here's what I was saying for cats: is the best way to have a cat is when it's an outdoor cat, but you leave food out for it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's around, And you look at it and you're like, what's wrong with the cat? And he's like, I fucked a raccoon. And I'm all, I have AIDS. And you're like, okay, here's your food. And he's like, meow. He's all fucked up. He just has like a fun 6 life cat year.
Yeah.
Cat life.
Yeah.
And then he gets hit by a car.
Yeah.
But you made it a little bit easier for him. And he didn't resent you.
Yeah.
The cats resent you for taking care of them.
He was, the food that you put out for him was like 60% of his diet. The other 40% was
Birds,
squirrels and mice and
we don't even like feed him cat food. It's like leftover lasagna or fucking like beef stroganoff.
So
Or
like
like
a
he's,
and every once in a while he
He's
brings you a
Garfield.
bird as like a tip. You know, he's like, hey,
that's
what I did last night. What do you think?
So my mom had a cat.
Yeah,
And it was an outdoor cat, and it would kill beautiful birds.
and bring it. As,
And
yeah.
He's like, what do you think about this blue jay with its head?
I mean,
ripped off?"
apparently they kill a tremendous amount of birds every year. Cats,
Yes,
like 1 billion birds are killed in North America.
billion?
Something
a
crazy.
billion
You're just
birds.
throwing out.
I know. I saw an article. I saw an article about
You
it.
threw out a
Is,
billion birds.
I read a lot. Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
and you remember
I do.
numbers accurately.
A billion birds.
That's what happens when you
I'm
read.
saying no on a billion.
There's no fucking way a billion.
Fact check it. Let's get this.
You're gonna. You really want
shut
us to
down.
fact check
Fact
if
check
a
it.
billion birds are
Yes.
eaten by cats every year?
Yes,
In
in
this country.
North America.
This is like the Matt Walsh trans
North
surgeries
America.
of this
Where's my-
conversation.
Yes, I was about to say.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
have
a
my
million.
phone. It's a million.
Yeah, Ross, pull
You
out your
said
phone.
billion.
Ross,
A billion. It's a billion.
It's a billion.
Yeah.
Google this. Yeah, it is. It's definitely a billion.
This is so dumb.
How many?
I'm
How
gonna
many?
take your sword as a reward if it's correct.
Hold on.
Stop
I
looking
think,
at scores. Just look it up.
All right. I think Kellen Moore is going to the Cowboys. Anyway, I
Oh
hope so.
fuck! Really?
I don't know. It's Google. They don't know.
As if Google made it up. And it's not a report by some person.
It's the
Sorry,
Google search. It's the thing that comes up when you open Google. These are all bullshit. Nothing.
Are you still looking at the? Look up the
Look at the
birds.
birds.
I'm just saying.
We're
Sometimes I
running out
get.
of tape
This
here.
is valuable podcasting time.
Guess what is now in there? Don't talk.
Type.
What?
Fingers, for God's sakes.
I've been doing this now. It's just, I don't know if it makes me old or young, but I've been doing this. How many birds are killed by cats each year in North America?
4 billion. There you go.
4 billion birds.
1.3.
In North America, cats kill between 1.3 and 4 billion
4 billion birds.
Thank you.
each year.
What?
Hold
Thank
on, let's
you.
check the source. You always just check the source. This is an AI overview.
Yeah, this is from birds.com.
I'm not trusting AI
Look,
overview.
look. It's a website.
Let's go to Animal Bird Conservancy. That they would know. Cats and birds.
Go to 2girlsonecup.com.
.com. It's its own website.
It's its own website. Check out tubgirl.com. It should actually have the full stats on bird death.
Oh my god, look at that little bird.
You need to go. There you go.
This one says 2.4 billion.
I was underestimating.
Holy
This is
shit.
American
'Cause I don't
Bird
make up numbers.
Conservancy.com.
2.4 billion birds.
.org.
What do the cat people say? Because the bird people are probably drumming up the numbers.
Yeah.
You know, because they want
It's
to
like the Holocaust.
No, we can't.
We can't joke
This is
like
not-
that.
we
It's
can't
obviously
do
not
it.
true. I got to fucking bleep that out.
I was watching this thing about, it was like an Animal Planet thing. It was like
You did it to yourself.
I did it
10
to
most
myself.
extreme cats in the world. And they did
Extreme cats? Okay.
all the cat, like
Oh, like big cats.
big cats,
Okay.
small, all the
Yeah.
cats. And they were, the cougar, number 7, the bobcat, number 5. And they declared the house cat is the number 1 most extreme cat in the world. And they base it off of number of species that it hunts.
Wow.
Because the house cat will hunt and kill anything smaller than it. And
Yeah,
any other cat in the world has like 3 things that it hunts.
Because they're fucking busy. They have to get like something with meat, you know?
Yeah.
And they also, like, they're house cats. They have nothing to do other than kill what
Yeah.
they can kill.
But they'll go after any lizard,
They'll ki- what-
cockroach, mouse.
What about
rodent.
what about a tinier dog?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
You think a house cat would try
Not
to
a house cat, an outdoor cat.
No, he said house cat.
Oh, you're saying
Well,
house
I'm
cat?
saying this. I'm not. I'm saying just saying the species of
yeah, he's not talking about in like
Felinus
house,
dominicus or whatever it is.
Oh, okay.
like normal cats.
Just
Gotcha.
a cat. It's just cat. Regardless of whether it's insane.
they're not a cool animal.
No.
Whenever somebody like if you ever date like a girl who's like a cat girl. I dated a cat girl one time.
I just got out of a relationship.
It was the worst relationship of my life.
This cat though was kind of cool.
What was cool about the cat?
No teeth.
What?
The cat had no teeth. Couldn't bite you.
Why did the cat
Oh, I
have
thought
no
you meant the
teeth?
girl had no teeth. I was like, oh my god.
Ring the bell.
I thought that's what he was saying.
What is this? A stand-up act?
This cat was really cool. It was like a Siamese-ish, but it was smaller than an average cat. It was
two cats combined in one. Like
no, not Siamese twin. That conjoined twins, by the way, is what they're called.
Oh my god.
It was like
That's
a
worse
small-
than my Holocaust joke. How dare you?
No way.
You're not
You got
supposed to
two
say
things to
Siamese
believe.
twins. I'm this PC police. I don't know. It was just a really cool cat because she was really cute and she was smaller than an average cat.
Toothless. What?
And she was old and she had
Yeah,
she
she's
had
almost
some,
dead.
Yeah, she had some issues, so she had to get her teeth removed and she could barely meow. She'd be like,
You got to do that with old animals. You take their teeth.
Yeah.
You don't take them, but you give me those fucking teeth.
Cat torture. Pulling out teeth.
No, it's better because if they have like dental issues, it can like go to their. It can it can like leak into their brain and shit.
I prefer dating a woman with a cat purely out of my own self-interest. She's more likely to sleep over, like hang out more at your house
Yeah,
if she has a cat.
that makes sense.
That's true. I'm saying she's more likely to suck. I wasn't talking
You
about
talking
like
personality-wise?
I think
Okay.
personality-wise, like a young single woman with a cat versus a young single woman with a dog. I think the dog woman is almost always a better hang. I'm gonna say it. I say the same thing with dudes too.
I don't know. I have
a dude with a cat, dude with a dog. Who's gonna be your dog? Come on, you got to choose.
There's a lot of dickheads with dogs.
Don't ride the fence on this. Choose one. One group stays, one group goes.
There is a correct
Oh my
answer,
God.
and the answer is dog.
The answer probably is dog.
The answer is
There
dog.
is a correct
I
answer.
have a lot of good friends of mine who are cat
None of them are
people.
watching this podcast.
You're
That's
correct.
true.
Well, okay. Let's not get into that. But
You're correct, and the generalization is correct, but
I know there's some people with.
the exception is much bigger than other situations.
Can I rephrase everything I said into
Yeah.
one thing? One time I dated this girl who loved cats, and she was horrible.
that's really
That's really
So that you're carrying that wound around.
and I slandered
Yeah.
the cat loving people. And if you watch this podcast and you do love cats, throw a comment on YouTube or leave me a 5-star review and tell me how much of a cat bigot I am.
Why would they leave you a 5-star
I
review?
think it is a
at this point?
generalization.
Shut up! It's a good point. Yeah, that thing I said that pissed you off. Go to write a review now. Hit me with one of those 1 stars so people know that they're legit reviews.
I think the exception. I think there's a lot of exceptions, just because, especially here in LA, we live in a very urban setting, and people who want to have a dog in their apartments will only allow them to have cats. So I think you have a lot more women with cats who themselves would prefer a dog,
Well, okay,
but they live in a
okay.
big city.
Let me remodel. Let me redo what I said again.
Yeah.
If you are a woman and you prefer cats to dogs, you suck 100% of the time.
I'm gonna say
Is
it's
that,
not
is
100.
that a better way to say it?
That's
yes,
not true.
yes, it's not 100%, but I'm more on board with it.
I went more extreme than the first correction. No, I don't know.
I once dated a woman with a cat and a dog.
Oh, that's
I
fun.
don't know what the hell is going on over there.
That's
I like.
It's like a barn.
I actually kind of like cats.
You would.
They are. They can be fun. It depends if you like. One time
depends on the cat.
One time I had a dog-like cat, and it was pretty great because we would bowl with him.
Yeah.
We had hardwood floors, and we would like bowl him into pillows and stuff.
A very social.
He might not have liked
A
us.
very social cat is a cool thing to have around.
Yeah, they are.
That's the problem. So many cats are antisocial.
Yes, and aggressive.
And they suck.
Yeah, they
My
try to,
sister has
claw
one.
you and bite you and stuff.
But my mom had a very loving, very social, never met a stranger cat. That was a cool cat.
That's a cool cat.
Yeah. And she didn't shed very much.
Our cat Palmer would play fetch. Like he'd come up and he'd drop something at our feet and we'd throw it and he'd run and get it and bring it back. Like he loved being around people. He was a cool cat.
Yeah. He was a cool cat.
Cool cat. We named him after David Palmer from 24 because we were watching a lot of 24 back in the day.
Kiefer Sutherland?
No, Palmer was the president.
Okay. I never saw it.
Played by Dennis Haysbert.
Okay.
And he used to say, "Keep me." He used to say, "Keep me appraised." A lot. That was like his line in 24. Any 24 heads out there? Yeah. Throw in the YouTube comments or a 5-star review your favorite episode of 24.
Take a picture of you holding a cat next to a cutout.
Next to a cutout of Kiefer Sutherland.
Or Dennis
saying, die
Haysbert.
another day.
What are the numbers of the
You got to find a
episodes?
Dennis Haysbert that's not a State Farm ad. It needs to be a 24.
Oh, that's Dennis
That's the
Haysbert.
guy, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
You're in good Allstate.
That's
You're
him.
in good hands.
I haven't seen it. Wait, did he die? No, he's
No.
still alive. He doesn't do the commercials anymore.
Well, they probably don't want to pay him because the longer you keep somebody on as a spokesperson, the more you have to keep paying them.
I guess so, because J.K. Simmons also, he's not doing, I haven't seen him do an Allstate commercial.
They retired Jared from Subway. He was making too much.
J.K. Simmons didn't do anything bad.
He was making too much. He was just using his money for not good stuff.
Any spokesperson you'll see after the first year or two of them being in the ad, they'll try to switch their strategy to feature them less or not at all.
Like Flo. Is that what happened to Flo?
Yeah, that's why they have all those sidekicks.
Yeah.
Because they don't have to pay them as much.
Yeah.
Flo, she.
But now Jamie's getting pretty big. He's gonna.
That's what I mean. He's gonna take it back.
He's gonna take it back, and they're gonna take Flo out, and they're gonna look at that beautiful sunset.
But could you, if you're Flo, could you just be like, wouldn't it be better if you just didn't demand more money because you'd still make more money in the long run?
If you're Flo, you're probably like, I'm locked in artistic hell, but I'm rich beyond my wildest
she's
dreams.
probably made $10 million.
She's made more than that.
You
She's
think
made.
more than that?
My dad looked it up one time. That was his way of being supportive of me acting. Is he'd be like, the progressive lady made $15,000, and I'll be like, yeah.
She
I
was
got
on
it.
one episode of Mad Men in the first season. She had a bit part.
Flo.
Yeah, and then I
She's
didn't
also
see her.
she's in a HBO show with Lisa Kudrow that was very funny.
Yeah.
And now I'm forgetting the name of The Comeback.
The Comeback.
She's in the first season of The Comeback.
Or Comeback Kid.
She's in a couple episodes. But then you go I was maybe she's very happy with money and
But
security.
she's probably only shooting 6 or 7 commercials a year, right? It's not
But do you think
huge commitment.
But she's also 100% not allowed to do anything else.
You think?
she can't be in movies and stuff?
No, she can't be in a new version of Grindhouse where she's fucking.
Yeah, but she could be in a normal movie.
I don't think she can be in it.
You don't think so? She can't be in ads for other stuff, but she can be.
I think she probably can't be in movies.
Why?
She could probably do
You think
theater.
that's in her contract?
I think that's definitely in her contract.
for commercials.
How long-
Don't you remember the episode of Entourage
I never saw
where Adrian Grenier, Vince, wants to do
Grenier.
He wants to do Medellin, and the guy's like, I can't have you being Medellin and doing coke on every screen in the country when you're in Aquaman 2. And they fight. Progressive, it's progressive, right?
Yes.
They have an interest in her being like, I'm the goofy character gal and all your stuff. She can't be showing titty or doing anything other than that.
Is she dying to show titty or
I don't know if she wants to show titty, but
There's
maybe
plenty of acting roles.
maybe she wants to get an abortion. Maybe she wants to do
But-
something in a movie
but she
that
could-
is wild and not a fucking progressive commercial.
Yeah.
Right.
And she can't do it. She's
But could
probably
she-
locked in
That's
artistic
not very
hell.
progressive.
Hey-o. I liked it.
For
that was
me?
good.
No, for the company to not.
Yeah,
let her
I
do
see
it.
what you. I see.
But
what
could
you
she get out? Could she just be done with
No,
progressive?
why would you give up that money?
No,
you
but she
can't
also
close that money tap.
She also
Because money.
She also was in a blood pentagram 10 years ago when she made the original agreement. So there's no backing
She
out.
can't get out. You think?
I think she probably can't
I mean,
get
she
out.
could get out
And
as
then
in
she could go do her artistic stuff.
Yeah, but then she's never gonna make much money again. As
Well,
an
who
actor.
needs
but
to
she
make
probably
much
doesn't
money
need to
when
make
you
that much money
you've already
anymore.
made all the money?
But I don't think she can get out, and not in the traditional way.
I think Ross, you're downplaying like how hard it is to turn down. Like, hey, do you want another like $8 million this year? Like,
yeah, that's
hard to turn that down.
that's yeah.
That's why you see like actors doing like phone app ads. Like you're like, because it's hard to say no to free money, basically.
I don't
Yeah.
know, man.
Every time I'm playing a game on my computer and like Brad Stoll pops up with one of his Instagram friends and he's like, "You got to play Royal Flush." I'm like, "Oh my god, this is crazy. This is the worst industry
You
in the world."
see him
I've seen him multiple times in my phone.
on video game ads?
Yeah, telling me to play like some stupid video game.
I didn't know he was doing video game ads.
Yeah, well, he's making $16 doing it.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, every actor, even the like popular ones that we know, have other gigs to make money because they don't consistently make enough money. Flo has made, she's probably like as successful as fucking Tom Hanks financially.
No
way.
That's not true.
That-
Not
can't
overall for a career, but in a given year, if like when she was at the peak of making commercials,
No.
I bet she made more than Hanks.
That's not.
how much do you
close.
think? How do you think? How much do you think Hanks made in Captain Phillips?
Probably made like 5 to 10 million.
5 to 10 million.
But he's probably doing like a movie every year or 2 movies every year.
So what? He makes 20 million.
Yeah.
Google
Tom
Flow.
Hanks.
This is getting
There's
out of
no
hand.
way, Flo. We can't be doing so much Googling.
This
You're
is
right.
a
Yeah,
lot of
actually, you're
Googling.
right.
A lot of Googling.
I'm violating my. I never.
I'm about to
Google
say
on this
you set this
podcast.
ground rule at the beginning of the episode.
I know for a fact that Flo from Progressive makes $50 million a year.
There's no way.
You ain't gonna Google it, so I guess you
Yeah.
just got to accept
I
it.
think that we're
One of Trump's executive orders is that if you say it confidently enough on a podcast, it is true.
I thought you were going to say that all
I
ad
think you-
spokespeople should be getting.
I think you guys are dumb. I think she's happy to be where she is and she's not in any sort of hell.
I
I didn't say she was in any hell.
I think she might be in a little bit of hell.
No, I think that people have more control over their lives, and I think if she wanted to do Broadway, she just would quit and do Broadway.
I don't think.
I think you're okay. So I don't think she would quit because the money is too good for the amount of work that she's doing.
People, you don't realize it. I don't think you would understand. I've been around these rich people. Okay,
What,
Have you?
you've drank a lot of prosciutto, have you? You say
prosciutto, prosecco, whatever it is.
It's prosciutto.
Prosciutto, prosecco.
we're probably the richest people you've been around lately.
Lately, that's true. That's
He
true.
told you how much he makes.
I know. I was
And then
shocked.
he was embarrassed to say how much he made. 'cause it
I
was
know
more
how
than
much he
that.
makes, which
I've told. I
He
can't.
told me,
I
so
can't.
I was like,
can't
just
stop.
say-
It's probably double.
50% of the people at this table already know.
I can't stop telling people how much I
Love to
make.
tell.
It's just not. It's just not a good look.
It's not. I mean,
No.
I don't mind it, but it is. I'm cool with it, but
But people do not like it.
yeah.
I mean,
people-
if people ask me, I say it. I don't go around saying it.
No, I did.
nobody
it.
actually asked you tonight.
That's true. Nobody asked
You asked me how much money.
No.
You asked me how much money
I
would it
did
take
not.
for me to
You
stop.
fucking
No,
threw
no,
it
no.
out there. I said, how
No,
much
no.
would it take
Yes.
for you to take
That's
to have to go back into work? And you said,
Well, I
well,
was
I
saying
make X amount.
I was saying a reasonable number that I would say if it was this much more because I make this.
I
So
know.
I was giving you context.
But you could have just said the number. I didn't. But we didn't need the context. You could have just said the number you'd go back.
I'll say
for.
right now. I know how much each of you make. I make less than each of you, but you guys
Yes.
are probably already realized. You probably already figured.
I
that.
figured that out.
But you got the. but you.
Yeah. You didn't have to say that.
No, the way you were like enjoying that fucking piece of cake, I was like, let him have it. Let him have this.
This is a treat for him.
I made-
it was so man.
2 weeks worth of his salary. That cake.
I made you pay me back every fucking penny on Venmo too. I didn't cut you a little bit of a break.
Oh my god! It was this. I'm not.
It was good cake.
I wasn't
We
exaggerating.
should tell them we went to dinner before
we
the
had dinner
podcast.
before this podcast.
You don't think they figured it out from the context?
I don't think so.
No, I
What
don't
is
think-
it with you and all this added context?
That's how it's just storytelling.
You say how much money you make again.
All right. Well,
Just,
we
you
were
know, when I
talking
go
about
to
money
dinner,
that
the
we
reason,
make. and
the reason
so
we went to
much.
dinner is because I make.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought after everybody knew how much we made that the lowest person wouldn't have to pay, but that didn't work out. That didn't happen.
No, I was.
Unless there's a huge disparity, like if you were making like $10 million a year, and then you were
Yeah,
like,
then you always
yeah,
pay.
if you were making like LeBron money, and you were like, oh guys, yours is 34 and yours is whatever.
You don't even
know,
have to be making LeBron money. If you're making
7 figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you're making seven
If you're
figures,
making
and
seven
everybody else
figures,
is
you
just making
just-
regular people money.
Yeah.
Like,
If I was making LeBron money, people would text me back quicker when I asked them to do the podcast. I wouldn't have to fucking follow up.
You wouldn't be texting people to do the podcast.
You guys, by the way, you guys respond quickly and say yes the most.
Yeah.
does that mean we have nothing going on?
We have nothing going on.
No, I don't think it means that. I think it means you don't have that much going on.
No.
You've replaced comedy with
I work
pickleball,
and I
and you're
play
like,
pickleball.
this is that podcast hell and the Rob Stern show are your comedy
That's my
output.
comedy career.
Yeah.
And then I think you are a content guy. And I think you're also. We enjoy hanging out.
Yeah, it's not. It's I'm not here because I'm content guy. Believe me. No, that was mean. That was mean. That was low.
You're not here because you're content guy.
No,
He
I.
doesn't-
'cause my
he doesn't
content's-
consider this good content. Is that what?
Is
that's
that what?
he's
I didn't even take it that way.
Yeah.
No. I'm not here. You said I'm here because I'm content guy.
I think it's probably good if I cut a clip. It's
Sure, but that is not, and I do like that, and that is a perk of coming on. But that's not the main. That's not the reason I. Like
What's
it.
the main reason you come on?
It's fun to do
fun.
things.
It's
Yeah.
fun.
That's why I come
That's
on.
what I want.
It's fun
I
to do
want it to be
things.
fun for
I don't
people.
even sign on to Instagram.
Some people
these
act
days.
like
I
I'm
just-
fucking like it's a big favor to do it. I'm like, all right, well then I won't ask. But like I always thought it would be fun.
What do they say? What do they say that implies that they think it's a big favor?
They'll be like, it's I'm busy. It's a lot.
It's out of my
What
way
time
or
are you?
something?
It's
Oh,
out of
yeah.
my way. Like there's traffic at that time. I'm like, all right, well fuck me. Don't do it then. I mean, like to me, every time someone's asked me on a podcast, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. Thank you. Awesome. Let's have fun. Let's tell jokes. Like,
Dude, I just
what the fuck else are we doing with our lives?
I just applied to showcase at some club in New Jersey. You know, like
yeah.
If you want
Let's,
me to be there, I'll be. If like you want me to come over, I'll come over. I don't know.
It's not like-
am I a puppy that just needs attention? I don't know.
I think some people are more. They like to think a lot about how they benefit from every single thing. That
If
they
I were
do.
even
You
a
think that-
little,
yeah, maybe it's that.
especially in comedy, you know how comedians are.
Yeah, yeah.
if I were
it's
even a
nothing in it for
little
them,
bit
they don't
more,
wanna do it.
yeah. If I were even a little bit more successful, I would definitely second guess coming on. Yeah.
If I had anything to lose.
But at this point, I'm like, yeah, fuck it, yeah.
No, I mean, look, it's also like you acknowledge where you are. For me, at least, I'm like, I acknowledge where I'm at in my life. Where if somebody asks me on a podcast, I'm like, oh, you could have asked. There's literally 15. There's 2.4 billion people you could have asked.
Right. Any of those dead
There are
birds.
more
A higher
people
number than the dead.
than there are
Any of the dead birds. There's more comedians with better credits than me than there are
Dead birds.
murdered birds in North America at the hands or paws of a cat.
That's
So, like,
true.
who is Brad Stoll to be too busy?
Oh, call him out
calling him
on the
out. He's your
stream.
buddy.
on the
fucking
live
up.
stream.
Just fucking
Wait,
around.
does he? I thought he didn't have a car. He has a car now.
He has a car.
Okay, so he could come.
He could come. He could come more. But it's not just him. It's like it's a thing where I think some people are just like maybe some people don't have as much fun on the podcast.
I also
too.
I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have children. I don't have a pet. I'm trying to get out and get on stage as much as possible. So
Yeah.
like it's like this is already I'm already built into my life schedule of like
You pee in the shower. You really have not. A lot
Every time you
going on.
drive by
I'm
a
just
cliff,
saying-
you wonder what your car would look like careening off.
don't act like I'm the only one that does that.
I don't pee into a dry shower. No, if I'm in the shower showering,
I'm
maybe
talking
I'll
about-
pee into the
He's
shower.
talking about driving his
Some of
car,
the car
off
over
the
the
road.
cliff.
I think you know what? I don't think about the car over the cliff as much because I almost did go over a cliff once in a car. But I think about when I'm in public and there's like people on a sidewalk and I could be like, oh, if I just do this,
Yes. Okay.
I'm New Orleans guy.
I'm so
And,
glad.
like, that. Like how easy it would be if you wanted to do that.
I'm so
A
glad
car
you.
is like
I'm so
as
glad
deadly
you
as
brought.
a gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up that example because I was gonna bring up that example, but then I thought you guys would think I was a sociopath. But I've had that exact thing.
No, this is normal. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't acknowledge that they have dark thoughts.
But that's
But
the
I'm
call
not
of
even.
the void.
My thought is even like I want to do that.
No, you don't want to.
my
do it.
thought-
it could. It could
Yeah,
happen.
you just go. Oh, what if all of a sudden I like lost control of my morals, and I just went,
Yeah.
oh, like it's a weird.
Or what if I was like this and I just sneezed? I went, and my foot went like that, and I just accelerated into a nursery. Like, it's like when you
or for a split. What if I couldn't tell if it was reality or a dream, and all of a sudden I was like, I think it's a dream, and I did it, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to kill people.
No.
Oh my God. Let's clip that.
You've never had this. Are you seriously? You've never had this?
No.
Yeah, you have.
I don't want to kill people, but I do.
But I don't want to.
But I must.
No.
But that is the call of the void.
I think that no, that's a call to murder. That's different. And I look.
The call to void is when you're on the cliff and you just think like, okay,
And you
I
just go-
thought it was all this part
You
of
go
the
like
same thing.
you go do it.
I used to have this joke about the subway where, like, you know, when you wait for the train and you lean over to see if the train's coming. If you just keep leaning, that's it. You just have to lean like another
If you
5
just
degrees.
keep leaning,
scary.
a different kind of train comes. Like, yeah, you could just go in.
That's the call to the void. It's like,
So many people fall into the train tracks. The train comes and they don't die.
that's disappointing, right?
It's a
Between
little
the tracks?
In New York at least it's a deep track.
Yeah, you can like,
You could mummy it.
yeah. You could get it in between the, you could do it.
Yeah.
I mean, don't try.
I wish I did not know that.
There was a guy. You're like, no, I can't stop.
You know when you're on the track and you're like, don't lift your head up because the
Dude,
train will
you-
decap.
you-
You ever-
You probably fucking.
This guy's in love with the void.
You've never been so. This guy chokes himself out every time he jerks off. He's like, that's probably that. By the way, like the call of the void is the dudes that auto asphyxiate themselves.
they just get, and they
You
get,
think it's a void thing or it's just the extra, like, pleasure that you get
It
from
could be a void thing.
lightheadedness?
It could be. I think it could be a void thing, or it could be a lightheadedness.
Well, some women like to be choked. Maybe it's part of that.
A lot of women like to be choked.
I've never understood that, but
I mean, I will abide if it's requested,
yeah.
but I'm not like fucking.
I've never done
I
it.
hope she likes choking.
Have you done it? I've never done it.
Choked?
Women have the call to the void because there's a lot of women who are fascinated with like murder, like documentaries.
I
and
think
shit.
that's
You think
different.
that's something else?
I think that's men murder women at an alarming rate, and
but
they want
that's
to be
kind of like the
prepared.
dark fascination. You know, that's like the thing.
But that's not a call
women
to the
seem-
void. The call to the void is like them dating somebody that they think might murder them, and being like, "I dare you." Like that would be more of a call to the void. Watching it is more like I always do that as women like preparing for like if I get in a bad relationship, what are the signs that my man is going to bury me in a shallow
I would
grave?
love to hear if women actually think that way about that.
Well, I listened to for a reason that will not go discussed, I had to listen to a podcast of like a not well-known podcast of women talking about murder documentaries.
Okay.
And it wasn't a good podcast, and they would always start every episode. They'd be like, "Just so you know, we're talking about these are real life stories and real life people, so we're not meant to take any of this lightly." So then he cut off her titty, and then they start telling the story, and they're like all excited about it, and you're like, "What the fuck is going?" And I was listening with Liz, and I was going like, "What is this? Like, what is happening psychologically when women talk about like these murder docs and stuff? That all that Netflix stuff, that's them watching it."
I think it's got to be the same reason.
It's similar.
I think it's
we
like a
just watched a
survival
scary
thing.
movie, which is fun to get scared,
Yeah.
right? Is it part of that? I love roller coasters.
I love roller coasters.
It's
too.
fun to feel like you're gonna. But what is a roller coaster? It makes you feel like you're gonna fall to your death.
I don't think it's that.
Yeah.
But that is.
Yeah.
that-
I don't think-
that's
When
what
you're
that-
coming over that hump, you're like, oh God, I could fucking.
It's the same. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
the
But
same.
I don't think about. I know that I'm secure in that roller coaster.
you get-
I get a feeling of like, ooh, it's a fun rush to my face.
Well,
I like to
rush
the rush
is
deep
the-
down is like, this is very dangerous. I
Yes,
could
the
die.
rush
You think
is
it's
your
dead?
body
Yes.
preparing to
Yes.
die.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I could probably come choking myself. If that's what it is, then that's probably. I used to do a bit on stage. I'm not gonna do it here, but like I used to do a bit on stage about like One time I passed out at the top of a flight of stairs on a New York subway, and I woke up at the bottom. Like I was just exhaustion. But the last thing I remember was like getting to the top and going like, what the fuck?
You fell down the stairs.
I rolled down 2 flights of metal stairs.
Jesus Christ.
I was fucked up. I hurt myself. But like that feeling of like getting to the top and going like, oh my God. Like I remember what that felt like.
Yeah.
And yeah, I get why some people can only come if that's what, because it's like it is a feeling of like what's about to happen. It's kind of a trip.
I know. I had the same experience. My very first day of football practice, 7th grade, I passed out because of the heat and stuff.
Yeah, it's good. You sleep good.
Were doing jumping jacks. It was hot August, South Texas, and I just remember. I just remember I saw some purple dots and then more purple dots, and it was like all of a sudden the whole screen was just filled with purple dots. And the next thing I know, I was like sitting on a bench.
And everybody's worried about you.
Yeah,
Like,
but I didn't know I passed
attention.
out at that point.
Yeah.
But it wasn't painful. It wasn't. It was kind of like a.
It's probably like drowning.
No, but it wasn't
No,
painful.
drowning is painful.
But if you give in to drowning, like Charlie
You
and
have to
Lost.
drowning is very
hurts.
painful.
Yeah.
Do you think it hurts?
Passing out is.
You have your fucking throat and lungs filled with
Passing
water.
out is
Yeah.
not like drowning.
It's maybe a little bit like drowning.
No,
No.
passing out is
maybe
not
it's like freezing.
painful.
It's like freezing to death.
It's like freezing to
Because
death.
when you freeze to death, it does hurt for a little bit, but then you start to get numb.
Yeah.
And then you get warm,
And then you just go to sleep.
and then you go to sleep.
Yeah,
And then you
I think
free,
it's
and then you
different.
freeze.
yeah.
Then you freeze. You play like a 10-year game of freeze tag until somebody finds you.
Until your arm
Yeah.
breaks off.
You just get really good.
Yeah.
I always love like on mountains, like tall
like
mountains.
Mount Everest where all those dead bodies are.
Yeah, and they're all like
Pink
they,
boots.
they mark them. They're like
Pink boots.
Pink boots.
Yeah.
Yellow.
Yeah.
There's one guy died peeing, so his stream of piss is
No,
frozen. And they're
that's
like,
not true.
they're like piss
No,
stream.
it's not.
When you see piss stream,
It's like an icicle. It's like holding him up. It's supporting his weight.
he's leaning into his piss. He's like, fuck, man, my dick froze at the tiniest it's ever been. It's on display for everybody. Oh, that would be horrible. Could you imagine just a permanent dick freeze in the as you're freezing to death? That would not be good.
It's crazy that people still go up there because it's like at that altitude you're like there's so little oxygen.
And it's not even like a lot of people die because there's such a queue to go up that they have to wait at a certain point. And that's where it gets dangerous because you're in like the death zone for too long.
Well, yeah, you can't think clearly once you start to not be able to breathe. Like
Yeah.
it's happened to. I mean, not that, but like when I've been hiking and stuff. I think maybe I told you guys this one time. I just started spontaneously weeping one time because I was at altitude and I was physically fine, but I was like thinking like my thinking was all messed up, and I thought like
You thought it was okay for men to cry.
no, I thought I had ruined the trip, so I was saying stuff
You
like
forgot you were a straight dude for a minute.
I started saying stuff like, "Oh, I'll just go back to the car and you guys can meet me there in 2 days once you're done." Like I thought I had messed up the trip by being out of it or whatever. And I couldn't stop crying for like 10 minutes. It was crazy.
You were like, we're going to be late to the Sublime concert. And they were like, the lead singer of Sublime killed himself. Yeah.
But yeah, at that altitude, like you can just like
Is that altitude sickness? Is that what they mean by altitude sickness?
no, altitude sickness is it's a bunch of different things. One, you get a headache. Two, you can't eat much. Like even when you are like very tired and you should be very hungry, you can't eat a lot. For me, I had to like pee like every like 30 or 40 minutes. Like once you get at higher altitudes, you have to pee a tremendous amount. And then like you have to just breathe like a lot. Like you're breathing at twice the rate.
Yeah.
There's no oxygen up there.
Freaky.
But I think like that but that's like not even close to how high Everest is. Everest is like maybe 3 times higher than I've ever been.
It's kind of like a hacky way to die. You die climbing Everest. It's like,
Yeah.
Also, those guys pay a lot of money to do it. Like you have to pay like $50K, $100K to just like attempt this shit.
What a racket. It's like
You know?
somebody pays $50, they die, and you're like, okay. You don't even, there's like no bad reviews of Everest on Yelp because all the reviews that would be bad are dead dudes that are frozen at the top of Everest.
They have too many customers. It doesn't even matter, right?
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Too big to fail.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Well, they shut it down now. They don't let people. They're stopping it for a year because there's too many people going. Or something.
Really?
Yeah. The government shut it down because
You know what mountain people should climb? McKinley. Mount McKinley. It's back, baby. Trump.
I have a fishing trip planned to the Gulf of America soon. America.
It should be the Gulf of America.
It's easier to Gulf America is easier to say.
In 2 weeks, I'm going to be in the Gulf of America.
Gulf America.
I'm going to Key West.
Are you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Going to Key West for 4 days.
Yeah.
Just for fun?
A family vacation.
Oh.
Yeah.
They have all the roosters and shit. It's annoying as fuck over there.
They have roosters?
I think
There's roosters all over the island.
Yeah.
And
And six-toed cats. I forgot to tell you about that.
You'll be woken up every morning by the roosters. It's like
I mean, it's fine.
yeah.
I grew up on a farm.
Okay. Well, that's fine then.
Not really.
Six-toed cats, that's there too.
Are you just making that up?
No. Hemingway. This is related to Hemingway.
Oh yeah, he was in Florida Keys, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hemingway lived in the Florida Keys.
Key West.
He lived in Key West for a
Yeah.
while.
Okay.
There's I'm sure every bar has some sort of Hemingway story of this is his place.
Did he kill himself with a gun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like shotgun in the face.
And
I
was
think.
it like was he a good, I've never read
Was
a
he a good
Hemingway book.
writer?
Was he a good writer?
Yeah, he's a good
Yeah,
writer.
we were talking about him still,
Yeah,
of course.
Nobel Prize or something, right?
But like, what book did he write?
Old Man in the
For
Sea.
Whom the Bell Tolls.
For Whom the Bell Tolls.
I'd read like 3 or 4 of his books. I can't remember all the names.
Old Man in the
now.
Sea.
Old Man in
Old
the
Man in
Sea.
the Sea, obviously.
The
The Sun Also Rises or something
Farewell
like
to
that.
Arms.
Farewell to Arms.
Farewell to Arms.
There's probably a couple more.
Farewell to the lower part of his face.
Farewell
That could have been the sequel.
Farewell to My Jaw.
Like, why did he kill himself? He was just like,
I think he had a lot of problems with like alcohol and stuff.
Oh, he was a raging
Yeah,
alcoholic.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I
okay.
think he had maybe some injuries from the war. He might have had pain issues and stuff. Who knows?
Was he in World War
II?
what?
Yeah.
He was,
an
II?
ambulance driver, I think, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't like he didn't. Who was the other guy that killed himself doing all the drugs? That Johnny Depp played him in a movie.
Yeah. Las Vegas. Hunter
S. Thompson.
Yeah.
Because he like wrote a letter. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I don't know that much about him. I never read anything about from him, and I don't read.
I took it to a darker place. I don't know.
We
why.
did. We got
You love the void. You got to go back to the void. all the
Even
time.
the fun moment of a guy freezing to death on a stream of his own piss is still pretty dark.
Yeah.
Even that felt light. You're like, oh, that was a fun moment to end on. It's about people dead on Everest.
Are you trying to look for a not dark moment to end on? Is that what?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to end it on like, well, sometimes you got to blow your own head off with a shotgun. Hey, where can we find you guys? It's a rough transition out into getting
Do you
out of
have
here.
an uplifting outro?
I don't know. Do I?
I have a nice thing we can go out on. We were talking about being passing out and being dizzy and stuff. One of the nice things about my relationship is we goof around a lot and we laugh a lot. And sometimes I laugh so much I get dizzy, so that's nice.
Oh my God, that is.
I have to
great.
like sit down sometimes. Like
I feel the need to spontaneously weep right now. I don't know where that's coming from.
Listen, man, I'm sorry.
Ross, you're gonna find someone. It's all good.
Who accepts your
I don't want to weep. That was
your cliff?
yeah, I'll find somebody maybe. Or
All right, we're back into the darkness.
I'm surrounded by darkness. Here. I
you
tried to
really,
bring it up.
yeah. I mean, I thought that was such a nice thing.
It was a nice thing.
And then 5 seconds later, he's like, "I'll find somebody, maybe."
I am looking. That's the
Ross.
yeah.
Where can the ladies find you?
Where can the ladies find
That's where I'm going with it. If there are any ladies out there, I'm house trained. I'll take a cat or a dog. I've established that.
He's house trained. He'll piss in the tub if he thinks firefighters need the extra water.
I thought it was a good thing to do. There's fires. There's not a lot of water. I thought just going in the bathtub and rinsing it real quick would save water.
Funnily enough, Ross pissing in the tub, as ridiculous as that is the most responsible thing anybody in LA did with water in the last 3 years.
I grew up in a dry place. When I moved to California, it was very, very dry. There was like a huge drought the first few years. And so like I've done it from time to time when my city needs me to do it.
In my day.
No one's asking you to do it.
When the city calls... As
so-
soon as I hear anybody say anything about water, I'm like, all right, yeah. Oh, piss in the tub? Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Sometimes when the water situation gets really bad, I fucking shit in the tub too. I just poop right down the drain.
It's hard to get. Yeah, it's hard to smash it through the grate.
God. Oh man.
Ross Copeland 11, ladies and gents, whoever wants to find me. Ross Copeland 11 on all.
Yeah, don't spell the word 11.
You're open to gents finding you.
Gents.
Hey man, if a gent,
You looking for some gents?
if a gent wants to follow me,
okay.
that's fine.
Not on social media. Follow him down the
If
street.
you want to follow me home, I'll give you my address.
11 Scott Road. No, I don't.
Come on.
What? Oh, come on. I'm joking. That's
That's
not
the
your
real
anyway.
address?
That's not your address anyway.
God.
All right, you can bleep that out.
That's his real address?
That's not his real address.
It was close.
Oh, don't say
What's,
it was
what,
close.
is it close? What's not? What's,
it's not that
what's close?
close.
The number or the name?
Oh, I'm not going to say it now. You might have to bleep that out.
I dated it. How
thought
close
you-
is it?
I thought it's not that close.
You think there's anybody listening to this podcast waiting for us to accidentally drop an address so they can come fuck us while
He
we
went
sleep?
from maybe I'll find someone maybe to no, don't say a street that might be close
put your
to my
address
street.
on the internet.
Hey, man.
Everybody asks your address
You just opened it
already.
up to ladies and gents. I think the best thing he could do is give out your full address.
You know, you can find anybody's address. You can find
Anybody.
everything.
Anybody.
If you just Google name and phone number. I didn't know that.
If they really wanted, they could go to a show that you were performing and then follow you home.
Yeah, but I didn't know until because like I'm on Hinge and like women. Yeah, I mean it's like, hey, you want to? After they already say yes,
They
they want to
Google
get
you?
together. Well, no, I asked them if they want to send me their phone number, and half do and half say no. I would prefer to meet you first, which I'm totally fine with. But I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, that's weird. Like, what am I going to do with your phone number? Well, you can find out.
Yeah, you
I
can.
didn't know that you can find out a lot of information with. So I mean, I respect it now.
Yeah.
Not
Like it
helping
makes
your
sense.
case.
No, I'm saying I didn't know. I'm not saying
That makes sense.
it makes sense if you don't give me your phone
sense.
number. That's fine. I get
In the
it.
digital age,
Yeah.
the best thing you can do is an in-purse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I get my phone number out because who cares?
But not your almost address.
No.
Do you want people following you on Instagram?
Yeah, of course. I don't know.
Hit them with it.
Don't follow me. Don't follow me. Or you know what? Follow me only if you're gonna follow Ross.
Yeah.
I'll
It's a
open your
joint,
face.
yeah.
AALAPINYOURFACE. Maybe I'll sign in again, and I'll check if you follow me.
That's great. Thank you guys for doing the show. This was a lot of fun. Dinner was great.
Yeah.
Dinner was
Chocolate
great.
cake was out of
We'll come back. We'll do it again.
Can you call this one something about the void? The title.
I feel like we had a couple fun moments that we could have
Pissing on
called it.
Everest is good.
Pissing on Everest. The Void.
Call of the Void.
There was something else that we talked about like early on in the beginning. I was thinking, oh, this would be a good title for the podcast. I can't remember.
Something with cats.
No. I mean, this is now the worst outro I've ever done.
Okay.
I'm trying to name the podcast instead of just fucking ending it.
We didn't do the planks.
Let's finish up with some planks.
Yeah.
You go first. You can set
Oh God.
you can set 30 seconds on it. This is pure plank, everybody. Edge and Christian. Ross,
gonna have an
Ross,
advertisement
come
thing on it.
closer to us so that we can get you in the thing. Hey, just
Okay.
watch your foot there.
I got to a wire.
And here, I'm gonna make sure that Ross is in frame.
You want me to
here.
hold your mic for you so you can talk,
Hang on, Ross.
or you purely want to plank?
Okay, you planking?
I'm going to push start. Do I pull these out?
No. Keep those
Okay. Oh, God.
Okay, so you plank. You got to hold it down. Hold it down. You don't got to plank while you're setting it up, dude. You just Also, do you make those noises when you go, oh?
I do this in public.
Is that really how you plank?
Yeah, at the
Oh my
gym, I
God.
do it.
Well, this is obviously a mistake.
Yeah.
3 minutes, ambitious.
No, it wasn't paying attention. There we go. I'm gonna do 1 minute.
You do a whole minute. Wow. I do 30 seconds.
I do a minute and a half at the gym.
That's nice.
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
What are the buttons for?
Why does this thing have buttons?
So you can pull it out, and if you wake up one morning and your shoulders have moved
So you
6 inches in one direction.
why is there
if you wake up and become the Rock.
but why is there one in the middle?
I don't know. I think it's like there's different exercises you can do with the pure plank.
You really
like-
got ripped off.
I think you could I think you're supposed to be like doing like this.
I don't
It's
think
not a pegboard.
You're definitely not supposed to do that.
Bam, bam.
Stop fucking around. That thing costs $150. You will buy me a new one if you fuck it up.
I think that's
Just
what
get you a piece of wood that you can put your arm.
No, that's not a piece of wood.
That's what I
It's
think
got
it
no.
is.
It's got no slide. It doesn't slide.
This timer costs about $1.50.
Ross, put those fucking things in the slots. Stop picking them up. How long till he's done, Aalap? What do we got there?
2 seconds. Easy peasy for my man.
Okay, he's done.
Easy peasy.
All right, you're out, Aalap. Your turn.
Oh boy.
Man, the noises you make during a fucking plank are horrible. All right, here we go. Ending the podcast.
You don't do a minute, you're a wuss.
Okay, now you know who this is advertised by? This is Edge and Christian. Are you gonna pass out?
Maybe. Seeing a couple purple dots. I saw 2 purple
All right,
dots.
Aalap, how's the burn? You feel it?
I'm feeling it, yeah.
Yeah.
The rear end.
I have a big
Oh, that's what it is.
But do you see, like, it is maybe a little easier to keep form on this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
My shoulders are, I feel it more in my shoulders than I normally do.
Oh.
It's probably because I was pegboarding. But
Yeah.
I do like the handles. It's better than just doing it raw.
tough.
It gives you something to grip onto. How long you got? Did you do a
15
minute?
seconds.
Oh, my God. I don't do a minute. I do 30 seconds. I'll do a minute just to not do less time than you guys.
Yeah.
I'll probably do a minute and 1 second
That's
just to
what I
feel
would
like a
suggest
little
doing,
bit
yeah.
more. You got this, Aalap.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. Okay, you got the mic, and now it's me. And this will be the final sign off.
Thrilling conclusion to this podcast.
I think this probably is.
Will he make it to a minute? He might not.
This might be your new outro for everybody.
Okay, I'm gonna do 102. Yeah, I always do a plank. All right.
Yes, people. Yeah. What good books have you read? What advice do you have for the young people? And how long can you go on this plank?
You should get the Plank Pro.
I feel like I feel it more in my chest than I normally than without those things.
Yeah, normally I don't keep I keep my hands like this.
Yeah, I have no idea where my hands go.
Keep them like in a triangle kind of formation.
I let my hands go where they want to go, you know? What are you at, 32? Okay.
Oh, man.
He can't talk.
He's not
going to
make
this.
it. He's not
No, he's not going to.
He's having much more trouble
can't
than
even.
us.
He's,
I already did 90 seconds today.
yeah, well, we didn't get it on camera, so.
I guess. If
that's
you
your
say
fault.
so. If you say so.
Holy shit.
You did three
Yeah.
30-second sets.
Yeah.
You didn't do 90 seconds in a row.
Try to pegboard a little bit. See what that does for your shoulders.
No. Don't do that. That last 20 seconds was tough.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, all right. That's the podcast. Pure Plank, by Edge and Christian. This bad boy is 150 well spent.
Well spent.
My guests, Ross and Aalap, who are not on camera right now.
Straight into some dude's pocket.
Thanks for coming on. We'll see you next week.